Pioneer sports, extra tales of great Boswell's never rock and roll. Pioneer sports, extra tales of great Boswellsports never gonna quit. Coach Weaver's roar echoes in our soul, chasing glory, now we're rock and roll. Pioneer sports, extra tales of great Boswellsports never gonna quit. Coach Weaver's roar echoes in our soul, chasing glory, now we're rock and roll.
Good evening and welcome to Pioneer Sports Extra, the only coaches show in Saginaw, Texas, as we are back in the saddle. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Howard, and joining me is of course the head football coach of the Boswell Pioneers, Coach Wes Weaver. Coach, glad to have you back.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
And then on the boards tonight is Keith Diamond. Hello Keith, can't see.
Can't see.
Keith,
I'm blind.
Keith's more of an off camera.
I prefer. I try to stay away from the limelight. It's me in trouble.
And then our special guest athlete tonight is number 90. We know him as Scoop and Score. That's James Washington. He'll be joining us. He's tied up in traffic, but he'll be here a little bit later.
And we take offense to the stats. There's no way he's 220, Coach.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to revisit this last Friday night's game, weird game against the Saginaw Rough Riders, and get the coach's thought on that. And then after that, we will dive right into this week's game. We'll dive right into this week's game against the Haltom Buffaloes, as the 0-2 Haltom Buffaloes come to town. And so we'll look at what the coach thinks about that game. What are we doing here?
I'm doing. This is the studio.
Okay.
I got you.
All right.
I got you.
Cool.
Don't mess with my computer. Just kidding.
And James has showed up. Hello, James.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So glad to have you with us. James, just a sophomore, but already making an impact.
I'm a junior.
He's a junior.
Oh, junior.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we got a roster in the Braswell game, I think, that may still have been 2024.
Okay.
So we'll update that, but great to have James with us tonight. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will break down the Saginaw game and more. Stay with us here on Boswell Sports.
Off of 73335 down on Boat Club Road, there's a place folks gather and let their troubles unload. Red's Barbecue delights under a Texas sky, with brisket, sausage ribs, and chicken fry. Juicy burger stacking high, Red's fries on my plate. Flavor so rich my mouth can't wait. Hey, the man, he's got the magic touch. A bite of heaven, it's never too much. Oh, Red's Barbecue, make you move like a cow. Tasting Texas pride, no stopping now. From sun up to sundown, this place feels right. Red's Barbecue, every single bite. Fried steak, crispy and brown, the tastiest food in our little town. Sauce is poured with love, smoking so fine. Every meal there is a grand old time, with friends and tunes under the barbecue lights, laughing and eating through the warm summer nights. Grill marks are painted, a culinary art. Red's Barbecue knows the way to my heart. Oh, Red's Barbecue, make you move like a cow. Tasting Texas pride, no stopping now. From sun up to sundown, this place feels right. Red's Barbecue, every single bite. barbecue, make you move like a cow. Tasting Texas pride, no stopping now. From sun up to sundown, this place feels right. Red's Barbecue, every single bite.
All right, we are live from Red's Barbecue at 7335 Boat Club Road. We're live, but we're actually
Right.
pre-recorded. So,
Pre-recorded. Yeah.
uh, internet just not strong enough to push out there to YouTube. So, trying something a little bit different as we pre-record this. We'll play it later on. But, Coach, let's dive right in. Tough loss this last week against the Saginaw Rough Riders. How are you and the team processing the outcome in that game?
Uh, it stung. It still stings, but for me, we're trying to get the kids past it, and I think we've done a good job as coaches of getting the kids to move past it and be have their 100% focus on Haltom. But anytime you come up short in a rivalry game, it's no fun, and it causes some soul searching, and we've definitely done that. But the kids are resilient, and they've bounced back, and we're ready for Haltom this week.
Coach, it really was a tale of two halves. I mean, you guys jumped out to a 21-point lead first half. What do you think shifted in that second half that allowed Saginaw to come back and score 35 points?
Uh, we started doing things that were uncharacteristic for us this season. We started committing penalties. We started you know uh, making mistakes in our execution that we haven't typically made, and we've gone back and we've worked on that to get that taken care of, and uh, we're going back to some old school things, pushing a 5-man sled all over the grass up there for 15 minutes a day, and uh, you know, training ourselves to drive, and move those guys off the ball and off the line of scrimmage. Um, and we're gonna find a way to be more successful on offense. Whether that's different personnel groups or find a way to get our best kids on the field at the same time. Uh, our most dangerous kids on the field at the same time. And then, defensively, uh, we've played really good for 2 weeks. I think, three of their three touchdowns in the second on Saturday were all over 40 yards, which were, we busted and they broke it. And, you know, um, uh, other than that, we kept them in check. But, I hate saying other than that, we kept them in check because we lost the game by 14 points. We've got to be consistently on edge from the standpoint of we are never satisfied. We're constantly trying to pick up the next first down, get more points, whatever that looks like in the football game. On edge on defense where uh, we're getting off the field on third down. We're working together as 11 men to stop the ball carrier. All that has to happen.
So, we talked about it being kind of a funny night, funny situation. Rain moved in, lightning. How did that delay affect the team's momentum and the mindset going into Saturday?
As a coach, I had never experienced anything like that. I've seen that happen. I've heard of that happening. As far as experiencing it firsthand and being a part of it, this was my first go round with that. Um, you know, uh, Whoever deals with adversity better is going to have the upper hand on that deal. And I would say obviously Saginaw dealt with that, uh, mentally, physically, whatever, better than we did. Now, I'm not saying we were unprepared or anything close to that, but uh, when you're presented with something that is completely uh, foreign, I guess, to what a normal football game is, and you revert back to what you did in off season. And I thought we did a good job. Our guys were really chomping at the bit to get back out there Friday night. Uh, and so when I went in and talked to him and said, hey, we're going to resume at 10:30 in the morning, uh, it was kind of a sigh of exasperation from the team, and we tried to reel them back in. We got up there early on Saturday morning. We fed them breakfast. We had breakfast for them. Uh, we had meetings. We tried to keep it as normal a day leading up to a game as a Friday would be. And so that's kind of the uh, plan that we had as coaches going in. Like, let's just keep it as normal as possible. And credit to Saginaw, they came out in the second half and they were uh, still just plugging away. They never got frustrated down 21-0, and we we hit some bumps in the road, and but we're gonna be learners in this situation and come away better.
So did you see anything in that second half from Saginaw that surprised you or forced you to adjust?
I thought in the second half their quarterback kind of settled in and started completing a lot more passes. I thought we did a good job of tackling on the screens and the perimeter runs. Uh, but the two big pass plays in the second half, were telling in the final score.
Despite the loss, were there any individual performances that stood out to you as a bright spot?
I thought offensively, we've had our troubles here in the first two games, but I thought offensively we did a better job of throwing the football. Uh, we had fewer than 100 yards passing last week. I think we were close to 200 or 185 up there. Um, we spread the ball around defensively. Um, I've been very impressed with our inside backers, Nate Rosales, Jackson Zishang. Um, they've been phenomenal. Our outside backers as well, and our defensive line is making it tough on people to run the football right now. Uh, you know, Saginaw had 147 rushing yards, and I think two of about over 100 of those came on two carries where they popped us. And other than that, like I said, um, we're not a big moral victory, obviously, team, but we've got to do better. We've got to execute for 4 quarters and play for 4 quarters and not lose our edge.
So, of course, these are non-district games. When it's all said and done, I mean, you always want to win, of course, but uh, when it comes down to it, they don't affect the regular season as far as the outcome goes. But, Coach, talk about some of the things you see leadership wise from this football team going through the adversity that they went through Friday night.
This is a very close group of kids, a very close group of kids. One of the closest groups that I've had in 17 years of being at Boz. Um, the from kids that came up to me in tears after the game Saturday to guys on the captain's council organizing getting together at one of their houses and swimming on Sunday afternoon. And there was a big group of guys that went over there and did that and swam as a team. And so I think the leadership is really blossoming with this group, and I can't wait to see it throughout the season. Um, but this is a very close knit group, a very tight group as far as they enjoy being around each other, and that's gonna pay dividends uh, down the road.
So, Coach, what does this rivalry mean to you and the program? How does this loss fuel the team going forward?
Oh, I hate losing this game. I absolutely hate losing this game. It's like you said, it's a non-district game. It's not our entire season, but this is bragging rights. This is uh, I hated hearing their fans chant "our wheel" after the game. Uh, it sticks in your gut, and that's something I've got to live with as a coach. The staff has to live with as a coach, but you get the kids uh, they've got to move past that, and they can't dwell on it. We can't let one loss turn into two losses for this. We're 1-1 on the season. Uh, we beat Denton Braswell, was a very tough team, great defense, uh, and we've just got to treat every week. It's the most important game. So our most important game this week is Haltom. Like we can't be looking down the road to Mansfield. We can't be looking down the road to uh, any of our district opponents because there's things we're doing right now in non-district that are gonna affect how we play in district. And so you're trying to refine things. You're trying to see, what the best mix of kids is in any given, group, offensively, defensively, special teams wise. And then by the time you get to district, like you've kind of got your stuff set and you're ready to roll. And so, looking to Haltom. Haltom is 0-2, but they've played two really good teams. Like Richland is very good. They're 2-0. They've played Mansfield Lake Ridge. Mansfield Lake Ridge is a totally different team from last year. They're 2-0. They look phenomenal on film. And Haltom's been in relatively high scoring games. They've scored 33 points and 27 points in their losses. And so, you know, um, we're going to have to be at our top offensively and defensively to compete with Haltom and win this game.
What is the biggest lesson you want your team to take from this game?
That I told him Saturday that, you can't be satisfied. You can't let up. Like I was saying earlier, alluding to, like you can't lose your edge. You can't get to, you know, football the way it is now. Like 21 points is nothing. 28 points is nothing. Like uh, that can turn on a dime. And so my message to them was you can't ever get out ahead and become complacent. You can't ever get out ahead and become satisfied. You still got to push the issue. Uh, you know, um, if we're gonna let up, you don't let up as players. You let coaches bleed the clock. You let coaches do things that uh, manage the game. You play as hard as you can for 4 quarters every single time you step out there.
Coach, how do you plan to get the team refocused heading into this week's matchup?
Oh, our sole focus has been in practice has been getting ready for Halton, and so I've never been a big look backwards guy from the standpoint of um, well the game from September, what was that, 7th, September 7th, 2025, like we'll never play that game again, never ever. Like as much as I would want to, we'll never get to play that game again, and so it doesn't matter. Uh, Woulda, coulda, shoulda. What matters is, okay, what were our mistakes? How can we learn from them and not repeat them in the future? And so when we do that, that's applicable to everything that we're going to do from here on. And so that's what you do as coaches, and then you communicate that to your team, your players, and you don't let them get bogged down with, whatever they're hearing on social media or whatever they're hearing from uh, their buddies that may go across the tracks, and uh, you put it out of your mind. Like we'll play the wagon wheel again in a year, and we plan on coming out on top on that one. But right now, we got a lot of football between now and then that we've got to focus on and deserves our attention. So uh, that's what we do with the kids is, I we watched a little bit of the film on Monday from Saturday and Friday night because we can't bring kids up on Sunday, but we watched a little bit of the game film. We made some corrections. We showed them this is what we have to do better. This is what we have to fix. And then the whole rest of the time it's been, man, we got to get ready to stop this Haltom rushing attack and get ready to play their defense because they've thrown two defenses out there in 2 games, and so we're preparing for both.
Well, that is a look back at the Saginaw game, and we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will look at this week's game against the Haltom Buffaloes. Stay with us here on Boswell Sports.
If you're a fan of classic rock and tired of hearing the same old songs over and over, you need to tune in to the zoo.net. Thousands of songs in the library. Radio like it used to be. Radio as it should be. It's on the internet 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and it's free. The best classic rock of all time. It's the zoo.net.
The internet's best classic rock. The Zoo.
Goes the class.
All right, Coach, let's dive right into this week's game. Last year, the game against Haltom was a heartbreaker. We lost by 1 point, 29-28. How much has that game been a motivator for your team this week in practice?
Oh, a lot. Like, we felt those, there were 4 games last year that we could have won, and we were ahead with less than 2 minutes left in the fourth and got away from us. And so uh, they were with us all off season. This was one of the games that we focused on about this is what we have to do to finish. This is like we've got to finish these type games. And we're coming off a game where we allowed 35 points in the second half and lost by 14. So we're still a work in progress, but we're getting better. And this game is going to be tough. Like they're 0-2, but like I said, they've played 2 high quality teams, and it's gonna be a dogfight.
So, have you and your coaching staff revisited the film from last year to kind of help prepare for this matchup this year, or do you even do that?
No, we always do that. We always, especially the year 2 of a district redraw when we know we're going to play that team again the following year. One of the things that we scout is always the previous year's game if we have it. So like, uh, we'll redraw districts in February, and if we end up with Mansfield again, like we'll keep all these Mansfield games from the last 2 years, and we probably won't go back 2 years, but we'll definitely go back to this year's game next year, and it's something that you always go back and look at it because a lot of the team is going to be the same. A lot of the personnel is going to be the same. Uh, and so that's true for us and that's true for them. They've got the quarterbacks coming back. He broke his leg right before Jaden Campbell broke his leg in the game last year. So that guy's back running the show for him, and he
I
was
remember
he
that.
was he was a dude to try to tackle. Uh, the running backs are coming back. Um, Defensively they've got 4 or 5 guys back, and it's so you go back and you look and you're like, what? How's that guy improved since last year? What do they have any new wrinkles on offense? Do they run? What do they run this year compared to last year? What are they focusing on that we can pick up? Uh, but then the bulk of your time is obviously spent on the games and the scrimmage that you have from this year because that's telling you the true picture of who they are as a team. Uh, and then so yeah, that previous year's game, like we definitely looked at it from okay, we're down 29-28. We got the ball back with a little bit. We drove down. What went right? What went wrong? We left ourselves with a long field goal that fell just short. You know, uh, Me as a coach, talking about dealing with stuff that you've never dealt with. I've never dealt with, you know, 2 horrible broken legs within 3 plays of each other that caused the game to be stopped for 45 minutes essentially, and you're waiting on ambulances and stuff. And so, hopefully that never happens again. But if it does, I'll know better how to, deal with my team, deal with the guys going forward.
So this will be your fifth meeting with Haltom, fifth meeting in a row. with Haltom, and there's been some really good games against that team. I remember the one there at the black hole where the lights went out, and
Yeah.
and that one was pretty scrappy, and so this team is a very scrappy football team, very physical. Um, what do you see on film that doesn't show up in that win-loss column
For
for Haltom?
them or us?
For Haltom,
Oh, oh, for them is they're very good offensively, and when you're 0-2 and people think, well, what's the matter? Uh, like it says there, they've put up 33 points and 27 points against good teams, and so they are effective at running that offense. And you know, uh, defensively, uh, they're physical. They fly around. Uh, they they take chances on defense, and so like they may go for a pick and it feast or famine type stuff, and so it could be a big play, it could be a big gain, it could be a long touchdown, but like, man, they make you work for it on defense, and they're very, very physical on offense. They're typically uh, seven offensive linemen, seven big boys, and then a big tight end. Then they got a wing back, and they got two running backs, and the quarterback most plays, and it's uh, James here will tell you that practice the last 2 days has been pretty well physical for our defense, trying to make sure A, we're lined up correctly, B, that we're physical, and then C, that we're all getting there to make the tackle.
Coach, from your perspective, how has the Haltom Buffaloes, how have they grown since the start of the season, both mentally and physically, just from what you can tell on film?
It's tough for 2 games and a scrimmage basically to say, they've matured this way. They uh, done certain things. Uh, they have shown, like I said earlier, they've shown, they'll get in a 4-man front on defense, they'll get in a 3-man front on defense. So we've got to be ready to go against either one. Uh, and so um, I think I think they are very well coached. Coach Tucker does a good job. I think that uh, they have a very good plan offensively. It's not fancy, but man, they're good at running it.
So, are there any key players that we need to watch who have stepped up uh, on this year's squad?
Uh, I'd keep an eye on Isaac Mendonga. I'd keep an eye on this guy next to me, James Washington, uh, Will Watson, Jackson Zeshang, uh,
I think that
Isaiah Nash at safety. I know these are all defensive guys, but then offensively, uh, you know, we're working really hard, and no idea is a dumb idea. We're trying to fix what ails us on offense, and uh, I think Tyler Reyes and Juju Lords are both going to be a big part of that going forward. Um, Peyton Rhodes, uh, Jace Richardson, Anthony Hummer, all those guys are I would watch out for in the coming weeks.
I was going to say that the one thing that I noticed in the first game was, and even kind of in the looking at the film from last week's game coming into tonight, Hummer and Laster tend to complement each other very
Yeah,
well.
they do.
Just the power in their running, and then just kind of, it's almost like, you've got to give Laster a break, but you're not necessarily losing something by putting Hummer in. It adds that extra dynamic, which was really impressive to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jace Richardson is right there too, along with those two. He's number 24. He's a very shifty guy. Anthony's uh, very much a downhill runner, and like man, he's a tough kid. Jace is more shifty in open space, and he's a hiccup away from you know taking one a long way. And so, like I said, we're looking at ways to get our best guys on the field.
I like the way he hits the hole very quickly. That was the one thing that stood out for me is that that Jace is very quick to hit the hole.
Hmm.
Coach, what's the biggest key to coming out with a win on Friday night?
Being good on first down and second down on both sides of the ball. On if we can put them in second and long, third and long, uh, that'll be good for us defensively. And then again, if we can get 3, 4, 5 yards on first down and put us in favorable second down, and then short third down, then that'll be good for us. And too many times in the first two games offensively, we've been in second and long, third and long. Uh, Defensively, our defense has done a good job of putting people in third down, and so this week versus them, because they run the ball, they're basically it's nearly like they're in a goal line offense the entire game. So if they get to 4th and 2, 4th and 3, they're going to go for it. And the likelihood that they pick it up and can get 3 yards in the offense that they're running, and the sweeps and the powers that they run, it could make for a long night if you're not putting them in first and second down and long to go, because then they just get more confidence.
So do you think that it comes down to special teams and turnover battle in this one?
Uh, I hope we definitely win the turnover battle, but I would hope that you know I would think more so than special team. Obviously, special teams and turnovers are very, very important. Uh, it's going to come down to the O line and D line. It's going to come down to who's able to assert their will and move the line of scrimmage in either direction.
How important is it to establish momentum with a win here as district approaches?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Even though you talked about earlier that it doesn't really count against you, but man, to be 2-1, uh, going into a tough game with not North Forney, but a tough game with Forney, who's a very good team and has a lot of college athletes on their team. Uh, it's going to be huge, and so, um, but we've got to focus on this week. We've got to focus on Haltom. We've got to focus on the wing T that they run. We've got to focus on the defense that they run, and just give it everything we've got plus, and you know, find a way.
So what do you want to see from your team this week that will tell you that they're ready to take that next step?
Like I said, just play with that edge, like that you're never satisfied. Like guys that, you know, uh, it's tough for high school kids to maintain that focus, and I understand that. But man, if you can get a team where, you know, it ain't funny till it's zeros on the clock at the fourth quarter. We're not smiling. We're not, you know, yucking it up because we're ahead by whatever. Like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. And so, that when we have that edge, I know that we're ready to go.
Well, that is a look back at or look forward to the game this Friday night, 7 p.m. We will be back in the broadcast booth there at Pioneer Stadium, and we will have that game for you live. If you can't make it to the game, you can hopefully come to Reds and watch that game on their TV, or we got somebody else that's going to be broadcasting our feed, and that's Eagles Nest. So Eagles Nest will have us on TV, but we encourage you guys to come out and support the Pioneers. They take on the Haltom Buffaloes. We will begin pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Going to take another break, and when we come back, we got James Washington in the house. We call him Mr. Scoop and Score. Uh, that's next here on Pioneer Sports Extra. Meet Kim Miller. She's a property management specialist. She can help take out the hassle from the rent raise. Let her show you how to become an owner and not just a landlord. Help with rent collection, maintenance, and inspections. That's All County Property Management.
When you make money, we make money. Low vacancy rates, full web access, low monthly fee, no hidden or extra cost. Connect with us from a wide range of devices, your smartphone, tablet, and computer. So before you rent your next property, call us. Check us out on Facebook, Boswellsports, Twitter, Instagram. So what are you waiting for? Contact us today. All County Property Management, 817-567-2500.
All right, welcome back. We are at Red's Barbecue, 7335 Bow Club Road, where they have some great barbecue. Sandy just texted me, asked what the special was today, and special is the pulled pork sandwich with slaw and Carolina sauce for $9. And so if you hadn't had dinner yet, come on down, see Amy Snyder, and get you some good barbecue here at Red's Barbecue. James, welcome to the show. There he is.
Amy's talking to him.
Oh, Amy's talking to James. There he is, Mr. Scoop and Score. James, welcome to the show. And we first noticed you in that Brownsville game when you did pick up that fumble, run it back for a touchdown. That was one of the huge highlights in that game. What was going through your mind during that play?
Well, really, like I said earlier, when he fell, I didn't know if the ball was dead or not. I was just listening for a whistle, and when I didn't hear one, my first instinct was just to pick it up and run as fast as I could. Even though I was tired, but
So as you approached the end zone and you knew you were going to score,
mhm.
talk about that moment.
um, just excited to turn around, see all my buddies following me, and seeing me score. I thought I was gonna get a flag for throwing the football up, but glad I didn't. So yeah, I was happy. We
Is
went
that your
the
first
sideline.
touchdown?
Yes, sir.
So what does it feel like to score a touchdown, a defensive touchdown as a lineman? You know, usually it's the pick six with the secondary going back, but you're a defensive lineman. How's that for you?
It feels good. Usually, like you said, as defense line, we don't run the ball, we don't get the ball a lot, but it feels good, especially having the first touchdown of the season. So it feels
So
good.
we also caught on our cameras the celebration after that. And talk about that. Talk about getting that turnover chain, and then of course Coach High School uh, trying to get her away from the Gatorade bath.
Yeah, it was fun. I lost my contacts that day, but couldn't see for the rest of the game. It was fun. The chain was heavier than I expected, but it was fun. Good experience. Coach Haskell got away too. So
So does that motivate you whenever you got that thing around your neck to
yeah,
try to
yes, sir.
get it again?
Yes, sir. It does. It does.
What's the biggest challenge that you've faced so far this season, and how have you overcome it?
My biggest challenge is it could be like small things, like just getting here on time, even though I try my best to waking up early in time to get into practice on time. Uh, even Haltom's practice, how we're practicing, getting double teamed every day, how like Coach Weaver said earlier, and just getting here, like I said again, early and push myself as much as I possibly can and help the team out.
How would you describe your role on the Pioneers defense?
Uh, I don't know, defensive end, and
What kind of leadership do you provide to the team?
um, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a leader myself. I should be. I'm an upperclassman. I should I should try more and lead the team as much as I can. I don't really lead. I'm more of a follower, even though I need to become a leader as an upperclassman.
Sometimes though, you think a lot of people will say that they're not a leader, that they're a follower, but it's in those moments and it's in those mentalities where you've got those younger kids that I think that if they see you pushing through and they see you, you know, getting tired on that fourth down, but you still give it 100%, that actually makes it a leader. So how does that kind of make you kind of affect what in your mind what that says?
I just want to set a good example also for the JV kids, you know, because they're going to be up here next year, and do my best as possible on the field. Like you said, give 100%, 110%, much as possible.
Which part of your game do you take the most pride in? Power, quickness, awareness, something else?
Uh, Probably power because I can't. It's harder to run more quick moves when you're head up as a DN, and since we run a 3-4, so yeah, probably most likely power.
Okay. Are there any NFL or college players that you look up to or try to model your game after?
Michael Parsons, sadly.
Micah Parsons.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Even though he got traded,
Yeah.
sadly.
Uh, and how do you mentally prepare before a game? Do you have any pregame rituals or music to listen to? How do you get yourself ready?
Mostly music, and I stretch with also the other D lineman, with also Coach Kinhead. We just go into a separate space and just stretch and all together and talk about how we're gonna play and our schemes and stuff, and how we're gonna execute.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Whatever the locker room plays.
Oh, okay.
Ola's DJ.
Let's talk about school a little bit. What's your favorite school subject and why?
Probably math. Math is pretty easy once you start learning it, so I say that was my easy. My worst is probably history. Been bad at it since middle school. I hate it.
How do you balance academics with your commitment to football and any other sports?
Uh, I mean, and it's not that hard as you would think. It's pretty easy, but also the coaches help with study hall and everything. How they tell us to come after school, even if we're passing, keep an 80 and above. So they think it's pretty good.
And do you play any other sports?
I did wrestling last year. It was a new experience, but it wasn't bad. I might do it this year again. I don't know yet.
How did you end up?
Uh, I don't remember my record. I think I won more than I lost, but it was fun. It was fun. I was 1 pound overweight, so I had to go against people like 20 pounds, 30 pounds over me. But
Now, our little slide there says 220.
now
We
now
don't believe it.
now I'm 224 now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But
Let me fix that.
last year I think it was 205, like the weight limit, but now it's 206. So I was 1 pound
I still don't
overweight.
believe that 224.
Are there any teachers or coaches at Boswell who've had a big impact on you so far?
Probably Coach Canhead since he's my position group leader.
And what hobbies do you enjoy outside of football?
I like video games a lot, you know. And if I'm not playing football, I'm probably still going to the field just to play football.
What type of video games do you like to play?
I play Madden,
There you go.
football, and 2K.
That
Plays
was
a lot.
that was always the thing last couple of years. So, okay, so who do you usually play Madden with?
Cowboys.
No, who do you play
Against who?
against?
Oh,
Your
Like you play online
friends.
versus.
Oh yeah, I play online a lot. Yeah,
Which friends do you usually
Any
play?
of your
just like random people around the world.
Oh,
Oh,
so it's
wow.
not just like
no teammates?
I mean, I played Braden Meason. You know, whooped him yesterday by 3 touchdowns. You know, I have a video of it too.
No.
Well,
Okay.
we played college football.
So you get to. I don't know about new Madden. I hadn't played in years. I think 2004 was the last time I
Oh,
played Madden. I think they were still box figures. But anyway, can you still play a single player?
Mhm.
Do you play DN?
Yes, sir. I play DN and middle linebacker.
And do you soup up the numbers?
I don't think you can.
Oh, you
I don't
can't.
think you can.
See, back in the day, you could put everything to 99 and just dominate. So, what are what's something that most people don't know about you that might surprise them?
I don't know. I don't know. No,
That you're
maybe
pretty quick whenever you pick up the football?
no. Pretty slow. My ankle hurt, so that's why I think I was running pretty slow on camera. But I feel fast in the moment.
Hey, I was going to say you outran the field, so
Yeah.
it looked pretty good on camera.
Is your room clean?
Yeah. If it's not, can't play my game. I'm on
Oh, okay.
Madden.
There you go. There you go. There you
I need
go.
my Madden.
Um, how do you how do your experiences in other sports? You talked about wrestling. How does it help you on the football field?
I think it helps me more like tackling in general because like it just helps me on my form and wrestling is a good sport. Also I wanted to do rugby, but our
Ooh.
Boswell we have a rugby team, but not a lot of people do it. That was another sport I wouldn't mind playing.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, do you have any other sports in mind to play in the future?
Hmm. Yeah, I would probably play if I could. I would probably play rugby most likely.
What is it about rugby that draws you?
It's just like football and no pads. I feel like it'll be fun. Just running around with the ball. Something I can actually do without having a position.
What are your personal goals for the rest of the season and next year as a senior?
This year I would just, as my personal goal, help the team out, and also help them have a better record than they had last year. Try my best and help provide for the team as best as I can, and hopefully next year, uh, we'll do better than this year again.
Where do you see yourself after graduation, or have you even thought that far?
Uh, the dream is college ball, obviously, but if not, I'll just probably go work at Lockheed, 'cause they make good money
So,
Okay.
what are you planning to do at Lockheed?
and anything,
Yeah.
anything.
I've heard there's people that have been I've known people that say that they've been a janitor there and make good money and good pay, good benefits. So I mean, yeah, the door's wide open if whatever you want to do. Then eventually, heard of people doing the same thing, advance into something even more technical at Lockheed. So yeah,
My parents work there, that's why.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
there you go.
Okay. Very good. Um, so at this part of the broadcast, what we normally do is we ask to the guys if there's anybody that might be watching that they'd like to give a shout out to. Do you have anybody that you think might watch this that you want to give a shout out to?
Lamar Isidore, my boy right there.
Lamar Isidore. All
That's
right.
my
What?
Is
boy.
that it?
Huh?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't show
No,
this.
no,
Don't.
no mom and dad, no
Oh,
girlfriend, no.
my mom. Nah, my mom, my dad, obviously. My family. Yeah.
No girlfriend.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. All right. Smart boy. Smart boy. That's good. All right. Well, we do wish you good luck on
Thank
Friday
you.
night
Thank you.
against the
Thank you.
Haltom Buffaloes as they come to town. Uh, again, pregame is at 6:30, and then we will have kickoff at 7 o'clock. And looking for the Pioneers to get back on the winning track, and look forward to a very exciting football game. Again, we thank you for tuning in tonight as we are at Red's Barbecue for another edition of Pioneer Sports Extra. And until next week, this is Jim Howard for Coach Wes Weaver and for Keith Diamond and James Washington. I love that name because Coach, I don't know, I don't know if James is old enough, but I know you are. Remember James Washington with the Dallas Cowboys?
oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Safety.
So yeah, we say good night and until next week, go Boz.
Yes, sir. Go Boz.
Go Boss.
Pioneer sports, extra tales of great Boswell's never rock and roll.